Hi, welcome to Inside CPS. I'm Anne-Marie Fiore, Director of Technology and Information for the Chelmsford Public Schools.
And I'm Frank Tiano, the Superintendent of Schools, and we have a great show for you here today. With us, we have Principal Kara Saranich from the Byam Elementary School, and with her, she has some of her friends from 3rd and 4th grade to talk about a district-wide program at the elementary level called the Peaceful Bus.
And in our second segment, we have Valerie Diggs, Department Coordinator of Libraries. I'm pleased to have Valerie on the show today as she's a part of my department, which is Technology and Information Services. Valerie will be here with 2 students, and they'll be here to talk about their use of iPads in the Chelmsford High School Learning Commons.
Dan Sylvia is our director today here at Chelmsford Telemedia in a spacious room at the Parker Middle School. Dan, would you please roll the tape for the Peaceful Bus programming? And when we come back, we'll have Principal Saranich and friends.
This year, we began an exciting new effort at the Byam School called the Peaceful School Bus Program. The goal of this program is to help cut down on student behavior problems on our school buses. It will also create a sense of community and responsibility among students riding on the bus. Our hope for this program is to make your child's experience on the bus easier and more enjoyable. Earlier in the year, we met with the students on each bus for bus meetings. These meetings were held monthly and were led by members of our staff. The students had the opportunity to get to know one another and learn how to act responsibly on the bus. We talked to the students about bullying and other issues that were concerning them on the bus. The students were given a list of the Peaceful Bus rules and brought them home to go over with their parents. In November, we invited the bus drivers to our school for an assembly. At this assembly, the students were able to show their appreciation for everything their bus drivers do to make their ride to school safe and enjoyable. All of the students made thank you cards for their bus drivers, and the drivers then attended the bus meetings with the students following the meeting. This was a huge success, and the students really enjoyed seeing their bus drivers at the school. By seeing the bus drivers, teachers, and other school staff members and parents working together, students will know that the adults care about what happens on the school bus. Students are able to anonymously report problems they are having on the bus. In the front office, there is a bus bones box where they can leave a note about a problem. School staff will then follow up on the problem and help work together with the students to find peaceful solutions. In the spring, Peaceful Bus meetings will resume, and the students at Byam will have more opportunities to share and problem solve how things are going on the buses, and what we can all do to work together to make this experience a positive one.
Hi, we're back. And as promised, we have Principal Kara Saranich from the Byam School with us here today. This is Ms. Saranich's second year in Chelmsford, though she's been a school administrator for 8 years. Prior to that, she was a 4th and 5th grade teacher in the towns of Springfield and Framingham. Ms. Saranich, welcome. Thanks so much for coming. We see you brought some friends with you. Could you please introduce them for us?
I'd be happy to. We have Pierce Magnet,
Tyler Nolan, Gemma Pecchia, and Devanshi Shah.
Guys, thanks so much for coming on the show. We love having you guys here. First question we have for you is, can you tell us about the history of the Peaceful Bus program?
The Peaceful Bus program was actually started by a principal who was interested in taking a proactive approach to solving some of the issues on the bus. I think in any school, the bus is the most difficult area to help children with their behaviors because there's not direct supervision. Obviously, the bus driver has a big job to do just driving the bus and navigating around the neighborhoods, which leaves the children, for the most part, on their own. So this principal had developed a program in response to that.
And what does the Peaceful Bus program look like at Byam?
Well, at Byam, we've had 3 meetings at the beginning of the school year. In our first meeting, the students mainly got to know the other children on the bus. Generally, they tend to sit with students in their own grade, and if you're in 4th grade, you might not know the 1st graders on the bus. So they got to know the other students and do some different activities with them. We took some surveys on the bus, such as seeing how many girls are on the bus versus how many boys are on the bus, that kind of thing. We've done some problem solving on the bus, talked about some of the issues that students have on the bus. So we had 1 meeting a month for the first 3 months of the school year.
Nice. Now, how did you hear about it specifically? How did it come to Chelmsford, and why did we decide to implement it?
Well, we're very fortunate at Byam that we have a great population of students and parents who are really invested in their kids. And pretty much we have very few behaviors that happen during the school day. But once again on the bus, I think at the end of the day students are tired, sometimes have behaviors that aren't ideal. So we had some issues on the bus that were coming up, and we were looking for a program that would help us with some of those issues. In the classrooms, we spent a lot of time doing community building activities at the beginning of the school year, creating a community in the classrooms, and we hadn't really taken the time to do that on the bus. So we decided that that was worth spending some time doing so that the children would have a positive experience on the bus.
Do the other elementary schools utilize the Peaceful Bus?
They all utilize it in some way. So we all took a look at our schools and kind of tailored the program to meet the needs of our schools. The meeting that we had in November when all of the bus drivers came, for example, all of the bus drivers came to the 4 elementary schools, and we were fortunate because D-Bus made it possible for all of the bus drivers to have the morning off. A lot of times they are driving students to field trips and that kind of thing, so they wouldn't be available. So they actually came to all 4 of the elementary schools on the same day.
That's nice. Now, when you folks have your meetings at the school, who leads those? Is that you, or is that somebody from the bus department, or?
Well, it's been really nice at Byam because there's different staff members who lead them. So, for example, the speech pathologist has one bus group that she's been working with all year. The school nurse has another bus group. The guidance counselor has another group. I have another group. So the students have gotten to know some staff members that they wouldn't necessarily know. For example, the speech pathologist doesn't know all of the students. So that's been a nice opportunity.
How does it help out with social skills?
Well, it ties right in with our second step curriculum, and many of the activities that we do piggyback on what we do with the second step curriculum in the classrooms.
You want to tell us a little bit about Second Step?
Sure. Within the second step programs, the students go through different scenarios, and we've done a little bit of that on the bus as well. So what's a typical problem that you might see on the bus? For example, switching seats seems to be a problem. Where kids are sitting seems to be something. Would you agree? Yes. That's something that's come up on all of our buses. So we'll have a sample problem like that, and then have the students do some problem solving around that.
So you folks have worked diligently on problem solving within the classroom, and now you're taking it, to the bus situation. Have you seen incidences of problems decrease on the buses? Has this been successful so far?
We've seen less of them come to our level. At the same time, so I'd say less of the bigger issues. We developed a program called Bus Bones, where students could also write down when they have a problem, and that's a way that they could anonymously report, because students can know that they can always come to a staff member. We have several staff members in the lobby every morning when they come off the bus, but sometimes they might not want, they might want to bring it up anonymously. So the Bus Bones provides them with that avenue as well. So we've definitely seen less problems overall, while at the same time we're trying to encourage students and parents, if there is a problem that they need help solving, we're here to help them solve it. But maybe we could ask the students that as well. Do you feel like there's less problems on the bus as a result?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
And what are your future plans for Peaceful Bus?
We think it's important to return to it. Definitely bringing the bus drivers in was probably my favorite meeting. Was it for all of you as well?
It was nice to meet the bus driver.
Yeah, because usually you don't get a chance to talk to them too much. And when they came off the bus, we let everybody go to their classrooms. We just had some coffee and donuts for the bus drivers. All the students gathered in the cafeteria. And when the children came in, when the bus drivers came in, they walked through the children, and the children just started clapping.
Oh, that's great.
And it was so genuine. And the bus drivers were so touched by it. I saw a couple of them had tears in their eyes. It was because the children were so appreciative. They really were. And then they sang a couple of songs. Our music teacher had written a song for them, and they just loved it because bus drivers don't normally have appreciation in that way. Then we divided up into the bus groups, and the bus drivers were given a whole book of thank you cards, which once again the students had really put together some really nice thank you cards for them. But then I think when they were part of the meeting, they were really able to contribute to the meeting in a way that, the bus leader obviously isn't on the bus.
Right.
We have teachers and staff members in the meeting, and we help the students, but the bus driver really knows what happens on the bus. So it was helpful for them to have that time to speak directly with the students, because when they're driving the bus, they don't have that opportunity.
No, they must have been, very touched by that, because they don't get that feedback often. It's a very difficult job. Pierce, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What do you like about the Peaceful Bus program?
I think that it helps a lot and that it makes a big difference.
It does. That's great.
And Pierce, do you feel like the bus is more peaceful?
Yes, very much.
Oh my gosh. And Devanshi, do you think the Peaceful Bus program has been helpful?
Oh yeah. Kids aren't standing up on the bus that much. They're not switching seats that much. And
Sounds a lot safer too.
And Devanshi, you want to explain to us what the Bus Bones?
they are It's just a bone on a piece of paper. You write your problem on it. You put it into a box, and any teacher can help you solve that problem.
Oh, that's great.
Fantastic. And Devanshi, through this program, do you feel that you know kids better on your bus?
Yeah, they provided a thing called Bus Buddies, and we get assigned some bus buddies, and I got to know them better, and they got to know me better.
Now, is your bus buddy, you're in 4th grade?
Yeah.
Is your bus buddy younger?
Yeah.
What grade?
They are in 1st grade and 2nd grade.
Oh, that's nice.
Gemma, tell us what you think of Peaceful Bus.
I think Peaceful Bus is working, and it's really doing good for people who have problems. But I think like some kids on our bus, they know the rules and they've been following them for months, but sometimes they forget and they're causing problems.
And then the Peaceful Bus reminds them of the rules?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Jim, the same question that I asked Devanshi. Do you feel you know more kids on the bus now because of this program?
Yeah, I got to know my bus driver, and I got to know some 1st graders that when I come on the bus, they're like happy to see me and say hi. And I've gotten to know all the 3rd graders.
That's nice. So it's a better environment.
Yeah.
How about you, Tyler? What do you think of the Peaceful Bus?
I think it's been like really working because it's giving us ways to help solve our problems.
Oh, that's great.
So you found that students are better able to resolve their problems because of this program?
Yes.
That's great.
And Tyler, what did you think when you met your bus driver, like not actually in the bus when he was in the school, he or she was in the school?
I think that I got to know him a lot better, and because he's usually driving the bus, so I can't really talk to him because I'm in the back of the bus.
Right.
Oh, that's great.
It was nice. Tyler's bus group, we came up with a name for each bus. The children came up with a name, and many of the children incorporated the name into their name for the bus. So what was the name of your bus?
We were the Gene Warriors. Our bus driver's name was Gene.
Oh, that's
So it was nice. What was yours, Pierce?
Ours was Bus Bob.
Oh, that's great.
Another one? Gemma?
I'm on his bus, so it's Bus Bob.
And Bob must be the bus driver?
No.
No?
No.
Can you tell us what
We like
Yeah.
the name Bob.
You like the name Bob? Okay.
Devanshi, what was the name of your bus?
Green Hornets.
The Green Hornets?
Oh, that's a good name.
That's right. Mr. Orange, I can't thank you enough for being on our show. Kids, thanks so much for coming to tell us about the Peaceful Bus. Again, this is a great program, and it's part of our efforts to make sure that all our kids are safe in all parts of our school district and during the school day. When we come back, we're going to have Valerie Diggs and 2 of her students from the Learning Commons and from Chelmsford High School. Before we do that, Dan up in the booth, he's going to run the iPad promo. Could you do that for us, Dan?
Going to take a look at some of the cool iPad apps that you can use. The first one is Maps, where you can take a look at all the maps around your area or around the world. It's a pretty great app, so you should check it out. Another cool app is the Art Galleries app, where you can actually take a look at a bunch of different artists and their famous art. You can also use the dictionary app to find the definition of words and synonyms. There's a bunch of other cool books in the iBooks app, and if you're a teacher, you can also recommend books to be downloaded. And if we deem them good, then we might download them. Science 360 is a really great app where you can actually take a look at a bunch of different photos and videos from around the world that has to do with science. It's a pretty great app, and you can actually take a look and in-depth looks of the world around you through multimedia. It's definitely a great way to be able to integrate technology into the classroom using the Science 360 app. Another cool app is the Solar System app, where you can actually take a look at your solar system in 360-degree 3D. It's a pretty sweet app, and you can actually take a look at it. It's really cool. It's got some facts in there too, and it's all about the solar system, so it's really educational. You can take a look at My Congress. Now, that's a pretty sweet app where you can actually take a look at all the different things that are going on in Congress right now. You can also contact your senators, and there's a bunch of different cool features, such as watching videos. You can see who's in the Congress right now, all the different news about them, watch videos about them, and like I said, you can even contact them directly from the app. That's really great for news and political views classes. You can also take a look at some cool math apps, and what these will let you do is practice your math. Now, the iPads are integrated for multi-touch and definitely really cool browsing. And this works for both YouTube videos and on the web. So like if you're watching a YouTube video, such as an app find video, or another educational video that you find, or you can go online and go to mobile integrated website. So what's your favorite iPad app?
My favorite app is BBC News.
I like the CNN app.
I like the Cell Bio app.
Google Earth is my favorite app.
I like the World History Map app.
My favorite app is My Politics.
My favorite app is Fox News.
Hi, and we're back. Valerie Diggs and two students from Chelmsford High School are here today. Valerie will introduce her students in a moment. Just want to give you a little bio on Valerie. She's the department coordinator for libraries here in the Chelmsford Public Schools. She also serves as president of the Massachusetts School Library Association, director of Region 1 for the American School Library Association, and she's an adjunct professor at Simmons College. Valerie, you're very busy. Can you take a moment to introduce your two students?
Yes. Alaric is a freshman at Chelmsford High School, and he also is runs App Find on YouTube, and he has quite a following there where he reviews apps, does betas, and quite a bit of other YouTube video type things, and we hope to have Alaric with us for a while. And Gopi is a junior. Gopi is very much interested in technology and iPad applications. She hopes to go on to college and study science, and is also a member of our teen advisory group, as is Alaric.
Valerie, give us the story behind the transformation of the high school library into the learning commons that it is now.
Well, 4 years ago, we were in a very tired space. We were doing a lot programmatically, but at the time, just about 4 years ago, we were awarded some capital funding, and we used it judiciously to replace carpet, ceiling tiles, redefine spaces, open up the window area in the back of the Learning Commons, which we now call. And actually from then we've defined small group spaces, collaboration spaces, student learning spaces. We've infused quite a bit of technology into the space as well.
And I know I get asked this question all the time. Why do we call it a learning commons and not like a traditional high school library?
And I also get asked that question quite a bit. Yeah.
All the time.
Yes. Well, you know, a library we think of traditionally as a space where students come in and check out books, perhaps find a piece of information on the online, put something on the copy machine and take it away. But in a learning commons, we think of it more of as a collaborative community type of space where we provide more technology for students, we provide group space, room for collaboration. I work closely with teachers on projects, infusing technology and resources into projects as well. So when we talk about Learning Commons, we really talk about more of turning the space back to students and staff to use it in a very collaborative way.
So you would say that this has truly impacted student learning?
Absolutely. Yes, we really feel that that has happened.
Alaric, how does the Learning Commons fit into your daily life at CHS?
Well, I think it's really good, the Learning Commons. You're able to go there if you need to work on a project, if you need to meet with people after school. It's a good place for you to be able to coordinate with other people instead of having to go outside the high school and coordinate to go to different people's houses to work on projects. You can go right there into the Learning Commons.
And
there's all the materials there as well.
For our viewers at home and even the students, when is the library closed in the afternoon? I know it's open after the school hours,
right.
The traditional school hours.
It is. We're open until 4 p.m. every day.
That's great.
Yep.
So Gopi, so this has impacted in terms of your schedule during the day. How has it impacted your learning, the Learning Commons?
Well, it's really good. It's open in the morning, like early at 7, so like we can go before school starts, during schools with classes, during lunch, after school. You can go like anytime and use it. It's really helpful. Like if you need to work in a group after school, you can like always go there and work on it instead of going somewhere else and work it.
It's a beautiful space to work into, isn't it?
And Valerie, I know you do a lot of like culture building and things at the high school, like outside of what you would consider a normal library. Can you tell us a little bit about that, the coffee
Yes. We hold a Common Grounds Cafe every Wednesday morning. And we open at 6:45, and we offer hot drinks for students and staff, as well as bagels and muffins. Students join us, staff members join us, the administration joins us, and it's very much a community building event. And we do that every week, barring any other activities. And we also hold once a month something that's unique to Chelmsford High School, which we call the Listening Lunches. And during the Listening Lunch, it's open for 3 lunches on a Friday, and we have members of our fine arts department, students at large come in and perform for us. We have open mic, poetry readings, poetry slams, or sometimes we will have our choral group come in, or an ensemble. The guitar class has performed for us, and students are able to bring their lunches to us on those days and sit and listen, almost in a coffee house type of atmosphere.
That's great.
Yeah.
So the students actually bring their lunches to that beautiful space?
They do. They're very careful.
I was saying, how do they do cleaning up?
They're very careful. Actually,
Yeah.
we find that most of the students, if not all of them, are very respectful. We provide them with a place to dispose of their lunches, and we really have not had any issues with that.
That's
It's
fantastic.
been wonderful. Yep.
Talking about the technologies that are available in the Learning Commons, I know that has changed in the last few years.
Yes.
Could you share with us?
Sure. We have 37 desktop computers available for students, and we also have 50 laptops, and we have now 20 iPad 2s, which is they've been a great addition to the technology. Also, I think what's important for people to realize is that through our website, we really are a virtual learning commons, so that we provide access to databases and electronic books, over 14,000 electronic books, both in school and from home. So we do try to accommodate student needs, whether they're physically with us or whether they're home doing research.
And do you guys access that from home?
Yeah, we do, but we don't need to use except we have projects and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to access it, and I can see forgetting a book or something, being able to look it up on there as well.
That's great.
Gopi, tell us about how the iPads now are being used in the Learning Commons.
Well, we sign, whoever wants to use the iPads, sign out so that we know who has it. And it's pretty good. You can use it anytime during lunch or anytime if class is not using it. So you can use it anytime. It's really helpful. The apps are really educational.
Yeah, you have a lot of apps on there, huh?
Yes.
And how have you found that it's helped student learning?
I think it's definitely been able to help people. We have all kinds of different apps for different subjects, and we also have productivity apps that'll let you log into places like Evernote, where you're able to take notes for yourself and be able to actually look at those on your home computer as well.
That's great.
Oh, that's great.
And that's definitely integrated in between the Learning Commons and at home.
I know recently I met with this group and we talked about the students managing the iPads. Either one of you want to?
Yeah, we're actually able to take in consideration what teachers want for the iPads, like the different apps that they want as a class, or what different students would like. And we value the educational part of it and whether or not it's a good app, and then we're able to get it for them. So that's pretty cool.
That is cool, yeah.
Now, anytime we add different technologies to the educational setting, there are always some challenges. Can you folks speak to any of those challenges with the iPads?
Well, there's a couple challenges that come up, and that's making sure that people use the iPads for educational purposes. And we have a lot of different measures in place to make sure that people are able to use the iPads in a good way and being able to use all the apps that are educational but at the same time fun.
Makes sense.
And what apps do you predict, either one of you, that are going to be the most popular app?
Well, there's a bunch of different apps, and for productivity-wise, I think it would definitely be Evernote, because you'd be able to go back and forth between home and your iPads. But there are also different apps for different subjects, so it all depends on the teacher, if the teachers like different apps for their specific subject, and the students, what their favorite subject is, and they can use those apps.
Now, you guys brought a couple of iPads. Is there any way you could show us one of the apps that you predict will be heavily used in the future?
Yep. Well, there's a bunch of different apps on here, and inside of productivity, you've got Evernote, and what this will let you do is be able to log on, and you'll be able to make voice memos, notes, and be able to pretty much save all your documents and send it to yourself right to your account on Evernote.
Now, is that free?
Yep, this is a free app, and different people will be able to sign in.
Yeah, that's great.
And once you're done, you just sign out, and the next person's ready to sign in. So you can sign in with multiple accounts.
Right. That particular app is very good at helping students organize their research, so they can link URLs, they can actually attach documents, and it follows them wherever they go. So when they're home on their computer, they can log in and have whatever they've been working on right there.
And that's something you teach them directly in the context of their classes?
Yes. When classes come in, we show them how to use that app, how to create an account. And that's been a very successful application for us. We also have, as Alaric mentioned, content area specific applications such as 360 Science or particular cell apps, and we also have mathematical apps like Wolfram Calculus, and there are all types of applications. Social studies, we have My Congress, political applications, one on the French Revolution, depending on what teachers are studying.
That's great.
I know we watched your video before at the top of the segment. Can you tell us how the iPads, I know you're involved with getting them promoted in the high school.
Yes.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, the iPads are definitely a great way for you to bring education and technology together. You're able to use apps that can be educational and fun to use at the same time. There's a bunch of different apps available in the iPads for different people, and the best part about it is that there's a different app for everybody and a different app for every different subject.
What is the security like in terms of using the iPads and the Learning Common?
We've put a few different security measures on here. The first is that the iPads are checked out to people. So if there is, in any case, and I don't think people at Chelmsford High School would do this, but it is something that might happen, that somebody does anything bad on the iPads, we'll be able to figure out which student it is and be able to address them properly. We also have a feature on here that we wanted to add, and originally we weren't going to, which is email. And the problem we were worried about was it's anonymous. Well, we decided that we were going to set up different emails for the iPads. Like this would be like iPad 1, for example. And that email address, you'll be able to determine which iPad it was. And this way you'll be able to send emails and stuff. But if somebody's sending anything bad or bullying through the emails, which is a problem in some cases,
sure.
You'd be able to see which iPad at which time and be able to.
And who signed it?
Yeah, who
signed it out. That's great.
Tell us one thing you hope that the iPads will do up at the high school.
Well, I definitely hope that the iPads will be able to bring people to be able to use more educational apps and stuff, and be able to know that technology isn't just for games and stuff. You can actually use it for your education as well.
Yeah, that's great.
For any one of you folks, what do you think technology holds in the future in education? It's kind of a broad question.
I think it will like increase more and more as we go on. It'll be like even more higher and nicer.
Yeah.
One of the things we're also looking at is access 24/7 to our resources through technology. One of the apps we have is called Access My Library, where students can actually go right in and without a password access our databases and our ebook collection just with a click of a finger on the screen of the iPad. So we've really moved quite a bit in good directions in making information easily accessible for students.
And I know you've been able to do that in your position, Valerie, in terms of touching base with media specialists and librarians across the state and across the country.
Right.
And I know folks have been really interested in our Learning Commons. We've had some visitors.
Yes, we have. We've had visitors from as far away as Texas, Oklahoma, who have come in to take a look at what we've done and how we have created a space that is student-friendly and teacher-friendly for sure.
It's a space to be proud of.
Yes,
It really
thank you.
is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, kids. That's all the time we have for today. Please join us on our March episode when we'll have an inside look at the Parker and McCarthy Middle Schools. For more information on our schools, please visit our website at www.chelmsford.k12.ma.us.
Thank you for watching, and thank you for those of you who have been emailing us. We love to read them. Keep sending them.